I haven't been feeling like having sex with my boyfriend, just a vent. Hi everyone, I really need some advice because this has been making me very confused. I'm 24, I've been dating my boyfriend for a while, and I love him very much. Our relationship is great, he is super understanding, but I simply don't have the desire to have sex. I don't miss it, you know? What confuses me the most is that when it does happen, I feel a lot of pleasure in the moment. The problem is that I always feel lazy or reluctant to start because it almost always hurts at the beginning. I have very little natural lubrication, so it ends up being uncomfortable, and that makes me avoid the moment entirely. I bought a good lubricant to try and help, but even with it, the desire doesn't come naturally. I talked to my gynecologist, explained that I take birth control and even had hormonal tests done, testosterone and everything, but everything came back normal. He prescribed me Andrestin Uno, which is a natural supplement to boost libido, but I haven't felt any difference so far. Another thing is that even when I was single, I never felt the urge to touch myself. I've never been one to feel desire alone, and I think maybe I don't know my own body very well. Maybe that also influences things, but I don't know where to start to change that. My boyfriend understands and doesn't pressure me, but I'm afraid this will eventually affect our relationship, especially since he's been complaining lately that I don't take the initiative. I love him and I wish this part of our relationship could be easier, but I don't know what to do if my body isn't responding the way I want it to. What you're describing is incredibly common, and it's important to separate the physical hurdle from the emotional desire. Your challenge isn't a lack of love for your boyfriend, it's a lack of spontaneous lubrication that creates a mental block. When intimacy is subconsciously linked to the expectation of pain or discomfort, your brain wisely creates laziness as a defense mechanism. It's essentially avoiding a bad experience. Here's a vital concept. Desire is often a response, not a prerequisite. For many women, spontaneous desire, like a sudden urge, is rare. Instead, responsive desire is the norm. You become aroused during an encounter, not necessarily before it. Since you feel pleasure once you get started, your body is capable of responsive desire. But you need to eliminate the pain barrier first. Your homework isn't just about lubricants, it's about self-discovery without performance pressure. Since you mentioned not exploring your own body, start there. Allocate time for solo self-exploration without any goal other than learning your own arousal patterns. Forget about orgasm for now. Focus on what truly feels good, what kind of touch your clitoris enjoys, and where your natural pleasure points are. The more you understand your unique roadmap to pleasure, the more confident and proactive you'll feel in guiding your partner, which is the best kind of initiative. Stop trying to force desire and start prioritizing comfort and curiosity. Tell your boyfriend you are working on understanding your body better and invite him to be patient while you figure out your new operating instructions. This isn't a medical failure, it's a learning opportunity to make your sex life truly yours.
How do I stop feeling inferior to women? I don't know how to explain this, but I often feel extremely inferior to women, especially in flirting situations. I feel attraction, desire, and affection, but for some reason, I feel like a piece of shit around them. I genuinely believe that women are superior beings and that I am unworthy of receiving their attention, desire, or admiration. Incredibly, I even dated a woman who genuinely loved me. But even that wasn't enough to break these core beliefs of mine. What you're experiencing is a form of deeply ingrained cognitive distortion, often stemming from early experiences that taught you to place women on a pedestal while simultaneously minimizing your own value. When you view women as superior beings, you are engaging in idealization. While it might sound respectful, idealization is actually dehumanizing, as it replaces a real person with a flawless, unattainable fantasy. In turn, This fantasy automatically casts you, a flawed human, as unworthy. This isn't a problem with women. It's a problem with your self-perception. Your mind is stuck in a loop. You believe you're unworthy, so even when faced with proof, like a woman genuinely loving you, your brain rejects it, finding ways to maintain the familiar, inferior status quo. The path forward requires shifting your focus from them to you. You need to de-idealize women by recognizing their humanity, their flaws, their struggles, their moments of insecurity, and simultaneously rehumanize yourself by listing and internalizing your own specific value points. Your humor, your reliability, your talents, your unique perspective. The opposite of feeling inferior is not feeling superior. It is feeling equal. Start practicing equalizing every time you feel that surge of inferiority. Instead of thinking, she's too good for me, try, she is a person with her own complex life, and I am a person with my own complex life. We stand on equal ground even if we are different. Your past relationship proves your capacity to be loved. Your job now is to believe the evidence over the old and accurate script running in your head.
My girlfriend doesn't know how to support me. I need advice. My girlfriend and I, both 27, have been in a long-distance relationship for about a year. I'm Portuguese, she's Turkish, and we met during Erasmus in Poland. After that, she came to Portugal for a while, and since then, we have been trying to secure a visa for her to return to a European country. The main problem is that whenever I go through a difficult phase and need her support, we end up fighting. The last time I truly felt her support was about a year ago when my father was diagnosed with a brain tumor and had to undergo emergency surgery. At that time, she was very understanding, perhaps because she lost her own father to cancer as a child. Since then, I haven't felt the same kind of support. I thought it was because she was busy finishing her master's thesis. I tried to be patient and understanding. I helped her make decisions, listened to her problems, and gave advice whenever she needed it. She herself acknowledged that I was always there to support her. Now, my father is hospitalized again with complications from the first surgery. I've been under immense stress juggling hospital visits, college work, and my job. All I ask for is some emotional support, a few messages, calls, or just for her to be present when I'm feeling down. When I told her about my father's condition, she responded, "Be careful, because in the end, no one will be there to help you. Everyone says they will, but in reality, they aren't." And then she added, "I'm going to give you the space you need and we can talk whenever you want." But that was the exact opposite of what I needed. I explained that I wanted her to be more emotionally present, and she said she would try to change how she handled the situation. However, 2 months later, nothing has changed. She keeps forgetting the hospital visit schedule and sometimes calls me when I'm still there. When I forget to call her back, because I'm focused on talking to the doctors or my brother, she gets upset and says things like, "It's not nice to forget your girlfriend." When I try to tell her that I feel unsupported, she accuses me of being unfair or too harsh. Recently, she called me to say that a childhood friend of hers died in a car accident. I was sympathetic and tried to comfort her, but then she said, "I could have been in that car. Don't you realize that?" The fact that she framed it in a way that seemed to blame me for something really frustrated me, and I hung up the phone. Later, I sent her a message. I know it wasn't the best thing to do, saying that I envied my brother's relationship because his girlfriend is much more understanding and emotionally present. I also told her that I shouldn't have to explain to a woman who is almost 30 how to support her boyfriend. Right now, I'm starting to question if my expectations are unreasonable. I'm not expecting constant attention, just some emotional presence, especially during difficult times. I feel drained and disappointed, and I'm starting to think I need professional help to deal with all this. For context, my father is hospitalized on the mainland. I'm from the islands, and I had to rent a small studio near the hospital to be close during treatment. My brother comes when he can, but he has classes and other responsibilities. My parents are divorced. I would like your opinion. Am I asking too much for emotional support, or is this relationship simply unbalanced?
The profound truth here is that you are not asking for too much. You are simply asking your partner to show up for you in a moment of crisis. The concept you're battling is the difference between a partner who is capable of empathy and one who is consistent in providing it. Your girlfriend's initial support during your father's first surgery suggests she has the capacity, likely activated by her own similar childhood loss. However, her current behavior, minimizing your stress, making your legitimate need for connection about her feelings like it's not nice to forget your girlfriend, and engaging in competitive victimhood like, well, I could have been in that car, points to a profound emotional immaturity or a deep-seated inability to regulate her own anxiety when faced with serious external stress. You are carrying an immense load: hospital visits, work, school, and the financial stress of the temporary move. Asking for a supportive anchor is not unreasonable. It is the fundamental purpose of a partnership. Her response, "I'm going to give you the space you need," when you explicitly ask for presence, is a classic defensive maneuver. It substitutes her comfort, avoiding your pain, for your need. This relationship is currently unbalanced. A healthy relationship is a safe harbor where both partners can take shelter when the storm hits. Right now, your safe harbor is demanding that you worry about its needs while your own boat is sinking. It is exhausting to have to manage your partner's reaction to your own crisis. You are right to call out the fundamental issue. You shouldn't have to give a 101 class to a near 30-year-old partner. The final message is this: your focus must shift from fixing her to protecting your own bandwidth. You need all your energy to support your father and yourself. If your partner cannot be a source of strength, she becomes an additional stressor. Take that step back and allow yourself to focus on the things you can't control. Before we end this video, if you've ever had a partner who struggled to support you during a tough time, share your biggest takeaway in the comments below. Let's build a community that understands that emotional presence is non-negotiable. Hit the like button if you agree that true love shows up when life gets hard, and subscribe for more relationship truth.